Hello student, today I am going to solve Nios 3 to 8 psychology question paper of February 2021. This question paper consists of 35 questions. Section A has 25 questions and section B has 5 plus 5 questions. Maximum marks is 100 number and passing marks is 30. Time duration is 3 hours. Attempt all questions from section A and attempt only one option from section B. Section A 1. During cognitive development, the process by which children change their actions to manage new objects and situations is called A. Accommodation. 2. Which of the following is not a stage of Freud's psychosexual stage of development? D. Ego. 3. Which one of the following is a cue that artists use to create depth in their paintings? B. Monocular cues. 4. As a psychologist, you have been given the task to assess intelligence of an illiterate person who is not familiar with the language. Which type of intelligence test will be most suitable to use? B. Performance test. 5. Sina's senior at office has been very rude to her, but since he is her boss, she cannot reply back. She returned to her office room and screams at the peon for not wishing her. This is an example of displacement. 6. With the help of examples, differentiate between primary and secondary needs. Primary needs. Primary needs are basic needs that are based upon biological demands such as the need for oxygen, food, and water. Secondary needs. Secondary needs are generally psychological, such as the need for nursing, independence, and achievement. 7. How does self evolve in adolescence? Self identity forms the basis of our self esteem. In adolescence, the way we see ourselves changes in response to peers, family, and school. Among other social environments, our self identities shape our perceptions of belonging. Social and identity is constructed by others and may differ from self identity. 8. How does the presence of people help one's performance? There is a possibility that other group members, such as parents or teacher, will evaluate your work and you try to show your best performance. 9. What is the basic principle behind humanistic perspective in the understanding of personality? Humanism focuses on each individual's potential and stresses the importance of growth and self actualization. The fundamental belief of humanistic psychology is that people are innately good and that mental and social problems result from deviations from this natural tendency. 10. What is psychological environment? We know that physical environment directly or indirectly affects our behavior. For example, it has been observed that people become more irritable and aggressive when the weather is hot and humid in comparison to cold weather. You must have read in the daily newspaper about the increase in road rage cases during the summer months. Our interest in such environmental variables has led to the development of a field known as environmental psychology. 11. What is an extraneous variable? What are the steps to control them in an experimental method? There is a possibility that some other variables like age, gender, etc. may affect retention. All these variables have to be controlled. In order to do so, the E selects participants of similar intelligence, age and gender. Experimenter may use a number of techniques to control the unwanted extraneous variables. Some of them are as follows: 1. Matching, 2. Elimination, 3. Constancy of conditions. 12. What are the ways undertaken to measure memory? There are both direct and indirect methods of measuring memory. The direct methods of assessing memory are: 1. Recall, 2. Recognition, 3. Relearning, and 4. Reconstruction. The indirect method focuses on the amount of transfer of previous learning to a subsequent learning situation. 13. What are the distinguishing criteria that determine any behavior as away from normal? Briefly describe any four. To determine any behavior as away from normal, 7 considerations are used as a distinguished criteria. They are: 1. Suffering, 2. Maladaptiveness, 3. Irrationality, 4. Unpredictability. 14. How do needs differ from motives? A need is a requirement of some material, such as food or water, that is essential for survival of the organism. Thus, while needs generate the response tendency, motives determines the specific behavioral action. 15. How can the elderly cope with the problems of old age? Discuss any four effective coping strategy. Different people adopt different coping strategy to meet their life challenges. Some of the effective coping strategy may be summarized as follows. 1. The elderly need to develop an attitude of flexibility so that they may adapt to life's pressure and problems of old age. 2. They need to recognize that they have to explore new ways of coping with their life events. 3. The elderly need to make greater use of information seeking and of problem solving rather than withdrawing or isolating. 4. Increasing one's self confidence, self reliance, developing healthy attitude about one's strength and weakness, learning and maintaining effective coping skills. 16. What are the principles of development? Discuss any four. Although all individuals grow and develop in their own unique way and in their own context, there are some basic principles which underline the process of development and can be observed in all human beings. These are called the principle of development. 1. Development follows a pattern. 2. Development proceeds from generals to specific. 3. Development leads to integration. 4. Development is continuous. 17. Discuss any four defense mechanism. There are four defense mechanisms in our body. 1. Immunity to defend the body from infections. 2. Metabolic defense to metabolize and detoxify foreign chemical. 3. Stoppage of bleeding to prevent to blood loss. 4. Resistance to stress mainly through release of hormone. 18. How do the approaches in behavior therapy help to reduce stress in the individual? Discuss any two. Pause the video and see the answer. 19. With the help of examples, discuss the laws of perceptual organization. Laws of perceptual organization. 1. Good form. 2. Proximity. 3. Similarity. 4. Closure. 20. Discuss any four major steps that you would suggest to your friend to develop self-control. 1. Performing a task. 2. Self-monitoring of performance and outcome. 3. Self-evaluation. 4. Self-reinforcement. 21. With the help of examples, discuss the various stages of development. 1. Biological process. 2. Cognitive process. 3. Social process. 22. Explain the various stages of group formation with the help of an example. The formation of group follows four stages. 1. Orientation. 2. Focus. 3. Regulation. 4. Formalization. 23. How are psychometric tests different from projective tests? Pause the video and see the answer. 24. Discuss any four health promoting behaviors. Health promoting behavior. 1. Relaxation. 2. Exercise. 3. Weight control. 4. Diet. 25. What is an arousal? What changes take place in the organism's functioning during emotional arousal? Arousal. When we are emotional, we often feel excited. This excited state is an arousal state. The degree of arousal is measured by heart rate, blood pressure, breathing pattern, pupil size, and skin contents. A little arousal is good because it keeps us working and alert. When we become highly aroused, our performance decreases. Similarly, very low level arousal leads to poor level of performance. Organism functioning during emotional arousal. Physical changes, physiological changes, psychological changes. Section B 26. Identify the step in yoga which helps to focus the mind on a particular object. A. Dhyan. 27. How does stress influence the immune system? Many factors contribute to stress, but whatever the cause, stress creates a hormone in your body called cortisol. Cortisol can suppress your immune system's effectiveness in fighting off invaders by lowering the number of lymphocytes present in the blood and interfering with normal white blood cell communication. 28. What are the stress reduction techniques? Give an example of a technique which is scientific and systematic in nature. Physical exercise, sports, and yoga etc. are found to be of immense value in preparing a person for relaxation. Apart from these well known methods, there are some more techniques which are scientific and systematic in nature. One such procedure is deep muscle relaxation. This technique is based on the assumptions that mental relaxation follows muscular relaxation. Deep muscle relaxation. The individual is taught to experience both tension and relaxations alternately in each and every group of muscles in the body. Experience of relaxation and appreciation of difference between tension and relaxations immensely help the individual in maximizing the feeling of calmness. It is also called progressive muscles relaxation because as the individual practices this technique, experience of relaxation increases. 29. Suggest any four types of institutions in our country where students can undergo special training for entry into their chosen occupation. 1. Professional institutions. 2. Polytechnics. 3. Commercial institute. 4. Craft training schools. 5. Specialized institutions. 30. How does yoga promote physical and psychological well-being of an individual? Discuss any three important steps of yoga. Yoga is a way of life that promotes physical as well as psychological well-being. Yoga has 8 main steps. The most important step which can be ordinarily practiced by us are given below. 1. Yama, 2. Niyama, 3. Pranayama, 4. Asanas. 26. Identify the one which is not a characteristics of good play equipment in the play center. D. Disposal characteristics. 27. How can Mahila Mandals help in the running of a play center? Discuss any 2 points. Mahila Mandals are registered local women organizations. They can play vital role in running a play center by encouraging parents to support play center, motivating them to enroll their children, collecting aid and play material for the play center, holding meeting regularly, creating awareness in their community regarding the importance of a play center for young children, promoting community participation for the successful running of a play center. 28. Suggest some way to conduct nutrition education activities in a play center. Any feeding program must include nutrition education in order to make it effective. Feeding program in a play center not only facilitate adequate amount of food intake by the children but also helps the children to learn about food, nutrients and their relation to health along with environmental sanitation. Nutrition education is essential for combating malnutrition. Nutrition education is concerned with persuading children and parents to modify their food practices in order to improve their health and nutritional status by wiser use of the available food resources. Mother may be ignorant about the basic principles of nutrition, desirable methods of food preparation and cooking to conserve maximum nutrients, hence the need to be educated. 29. Discuss how development is a result of complex interaction between many processes. Support your answer with examples. 1. Biological process. 2. Cognitive process. 3. Social process. 30. How can the teacher make the play center and home relations effective? In order to make the play center home relation effective, a teacher should understand the need, feelings and expectation of each parent, focus her attention on what the parents want to know, cater to needs of the parent regarding their children, achieve good cooperation from them, respect the parent for what they are, be comfortable, free and friendly with the parents, be willing to learn from parents, convey the fact that the teacher is interested in the welfare of the child and seek cooperation of the parents to do his her duty for more efficiently, avoid being defensive and thus putting the parents at ease, so willingness to accept parents' suggestions. Be a good listener and encourage the parents to communicate. Avoid discussing about the child with the parents in child's presence. Avoid drawing hasty conclusions and remarks. Be positive and less critical of children. Be impartial and not compare the child with other children, and avoid bossing and dominating the children. In order to maintain sound and effective play center home relation, the teacher must aim towards creating positive relation with parents.